Okay. Okay, so now the session is being recorded. I'm just going to be asking you a few questions on the documents. My assumption is that all of you have your learning material. I'm going to be sharing some screen. We just want to share, if I told everybody, please take out, we haven't started the training. I want just to be sure that you all have the relevant documents. Did you all get a learner guide? Peeps, anyone without a learner guide, please let me know so that I can share it with you via WhatsApp. Hello? Do you all have a learner guide? I can see Amanda say yes. Charity?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Okay, lovely. Also now, do you all have your portfolio of evidence?
Yes,
Your
we do.
QE?
Yes, we do.
Lovely. And now the next document that I'm going to be sharing, it must be behind your color paper, inside your portfolio of evidence. The first one, the document is not even written as a decision, but now we call it an assessor decision. I'm going to be sharing this document with you because I'm using the phone to talk. Please maybe use your voice for now whilst I'm sharing to just acknowledge. Do you have a document like this?
Yes.
Please check. Yes, I can hear Charity say yes. Amanda?
Yes, I do.
And Thokozile?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Let's go now to, because this is part of your evidence. The next document, I'm not sharing them according to the order. Do you have an ETQA moderation report inside your portfolio of evidence?
I do.
Thank you.
I do.
Yes.
Refer to the screen to check. Amanda, do you have it?
Yes, I do.
And Thokozile said, okay.
Yes.
Let's go now to the next template. It is
Okay.
now our moderation report. It's written moderation plan, but that's your moderation report. Do you have this document?
Yes, I do.
Lovely.
Yes.
Okay. So all three, you have your ETQA report, you've got your moderation plan, and you also have an assessor decision. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, there is two little things called mock evidence 1 and mock evidence 2. Do you have them? They are separate hard copies.
In different
I
colors.
do.
Yes, in different colors.
Oh, yes, I
The
do.
other
The
one is
pink
like
one and
this
the
one.
white one. Mhm.
Can you see this one?
I have mock evidence 1 and mock evidence 2.
Yeah, if you open inside, another one is like that.
Okay, evidence
Oh, yeah.
1.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
looking for 2.
They are actually with a fasteners.
Are both of them bound in one document? Because I see.
You know what? I
have
can't
more.
remember. Because like when we were doing yours, when Amanda, I was not in the office. But if I remember when Pusileto was telling the driver, she packed, even the mock evidence. So with yours, I'm not sure.
I have the one that you are sharing right now.
Is that Amanda talking?
Yes, it's Amanda talking. I'm actually
Okay.
opening it as we are speaking.
Oh, okay. So you have this mock evidence like this one. Ne?
Yes,
And
yes.
also Charity and and
I
Togozi.
have all of them.
I have mock
I have
evidence
1 and
1.
2.
I can't see 2 unless it's bound. You say it's in a loose binder.
No, is
Ye-
this the assessor pack for 115759? It's like this.
I can't see that one. I see the one written mock evidence 1.
You don't have the second mock evidence. It's impossible because if normally
And
when they pack the
conduct mock evidence 1. Up to which page is mock evidence 1?
no, it's not in the POE.
Yeah, I have this bound document. It has now a series of documents, the last one of which is assessment plan for course ASMAY08.
No,
I
you know what?
see mock evidence 2, unless it's here. No.
Oh, okay. You still can't get them.
No, I can't get there. I have the first one only, seemingly.
Okay, that's fine. We'll sort it out.
Going to the phone calls. No,
You still can't find it.
I can't find it.
Okay, no, that's fine. What I'm going to do during the break, I'm going to ask Puselitso to whatever, to support you, because I'm just waiting for Ntwena King, for Lungelo and Ashley to join. And
Okay.
now, Amanda, we're not here. We said we're going to try to use an emergency training, because now this morning I saw from my area, they say they are going to go to stage 4 load shedding. And I think by now we know in our country that load shedding is part of our lives. We cannot,
Yes.
we cannot do whatever. So we need to plan accordingly. And which is so nice that we are also facilitators, hence we are even recording the sessions so that learners, if something happens, they are not inconvenienced. So these sessions, should you be kicked out, you'll have the recording of this session that will be loaded on, will be shared on the groups.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so now the issue here now, can you see my table of content? We are now working on the learner guide.
Elena Kat.
Learner guide, the book, the learner guide,
The blue book, eh?
the
Yes.
blue book.
Okay.
Please open page 2 of the blue book, table of content.
Okay.
Please open the table of content. On the second page in the blue book. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Lovely. I'm not going to be repeating what we always say, but I think from now onwards with load shedding, for people who are doing online training, my advice is that the first hour of your training, try to do the emergency training, give your learners the overview of the training, what is expected of them, so that even if something happens, one of them is kicked out, but they can still carry on their own. I've always tell my team, because like people, I think all of us now, we are so tempted with the floods, with the load shedding, with the COVID. We were wishing that, oh Lord, I wish they can say we stop, we just get paid at home, you go to the shop, you take food for free, you know what I'm saying? You go to Checkers, they say, take the food, we understand it's load shedding. Take for free food, no, it's COVID-19, whatever. It's just unfortunate. Life continues as normal. Bills must be paid. Kids must still go to school. Like that does not stop. And you don't want to be left behind. Some of us, I know we don't even have the proper infrastructure to support the
If you're
Hello?
speaking, I seem to have
Could
the
not
floor.
hear you for a moment.
Yeah, I just got cut off because I'm using my phone to learn to talk. And then unfortunate enough, when I use the phone to talk, if somebody calls,
Oh yeah, you get disturbed. Yes.
Especially if you call me 79. Okay. I'm
Mhm.
sorry about that. Technology happens. Let me
There's
rename.
that moon that you can put to not disturb unless the call is important.
No, angithi manje, I'm using my phone buka yaka. My personal phone. The laptop is for sharing. Askis man, emahanyane. Emahanyane. Eh?
I'm sorry.
Eh? Emma Batia Emahanyane. Puseletso, please make me co-host on the phone on the other one. Puseletso, please make me co-host and make Ashley co-host as well. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay, now I was telling you that the emergency training, like now you saw an emergency, it happened. It took about 3 minutes of our time dealing with that. It's always nice to summarize everything. I was saying to you that bills must be paid, learners must go to school, university did not stop, people carried on with their lives. I know people that I think we all like to feel people understand the situation and then mourn with you, whatever. Life in Ukraine, they've had this war being killed. All of us, we are going to work, shopping, going to parties and all. Even with us, with our flowers, I think there was somebody getting married somewhere in the country, somebody having a child's birthday, whatever. So, but us, because now we are in training and development, people come to us because they need something better for themselves. So we must forever, always have a backup. Especially for the assessor, the facilitator, and the moderator. Why I'm saying that? Because now remember, sometimes you get training whereby learners have to be flown to different venues. I.e., for example, I've got training in KZN and the main training venue is in Durban. And now in Durban, this client, he's sending 20 learners. Durban, he's got in Durban City, the metro, he's got 10 learners. Richards Bay's got 3. He's gonna fly the ones from Richards Bay to Durban. He's got 2 from Pietermaritzburg, and then maybe another small town, 5. And they all go there. and you as a facilitator, you never had a contingency plan in place, and then you have to stop the class. People have spent money to fly people in, to book accommodation and XYZ. So now I'm sharing this with you. This morning, I've asked my team, say, guys, you know what? Because now we have a battery that we use, but I don't know, I think something happened to it. Now, when it's load shedding, normally it used to give us 6 hours before it dies. Now, if it's load shedding, it also now goes down. I have to get the electrician again to come and check it. So the backup was that, actually, please make sure that the laptop is in full, and you put it as well in your phones, so that should something happen that maybe I've got maybe that stage 4 load shedding for a long time, my laptop battery dies, my phone battery dies, then they can step in. Because learners must not be affected by your problems that you say, I had load shedding. They feature nowhere with your load shedding, they feature nowhere with your problems, they pay you for a service. Unless there's a disaster, you die, then there's a bomb that kills you, there's nothing you can do, or you're in ICU. But still, even if you're in ICU, when you have trainings, tell people that should this happen, then there must be a plan for that. Are we clear on that, Bochomi?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely. And also have a plan that you can't travel to the learner's place because there's a flood, the road, the way you are, you try to sleep in Duduza in Durban, so that you can be able to travel to the venue. Unfortunate enough, in the morning before you travel, you find that the flood overnight, it now made the road not to be used as well. That is why I always encourage the assessor, facilitator, and moderator that always have your material, send the material earlier to the learners, so that even if you have a crisis, KZN crisis is so painful. Technically speaking, one of the guys who's helping us, he's also affected, but maybe not death. He doesn't have water, he does not have electricity. He had to displace himself to another place. He went there. At least now they can go to the shop. There's no network and water. You can imagine that discomfort, you know what I'm saying? So, but now my point that I'm driving here, that for now, you are now going to be trainers. You are going to be quality assurance during an era of disasters, during an era of problems. Remember, we are still struggling with COVID. I think all of us, we know that winter is coming. We are not sure whether with this winter, our immunity is going to be okay, or there's going to be another virus. We are now struggling now with the floods, but life goes on. Start planning, especially you, the moderators, because you are the last door internally for the learners to be certified. You are the quality assurers for the learners. So you've got 2 types of moderators. You've got an internal moderator who is now part of the organization, the training provider. You've got the external moderator who comes from the ETQA, either the CETA or any other ETQA. So both moderators, you are doing the same role. You do quality assurance and quality control. Quality assurance, what you do is like now, you ensure that the content, the person who did that was a subject matter expert, learners have covered the right thing, they were trained properly and all. And quality control, you ensure that the person who was training the learners who is competent, is a registered, maybe he's got the right qualifications, and the assessor who assessed the learners, he's registered, and the assessment documents have not expired. And the learners who are doing the course, they have now, they met the minimum requirement to attend in class.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to let you know that I found the second mock evidence document.
Oh, you found it? Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
It was in between the pages of the what you call the portfolio of evidence document. Thanks.
Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, now I've given you now the picture of what, so no one is gonna be stopping. If at all you are having face-to-face classes with the learners, ask advice your facilitator and the assessor to always send material earlier in the registers, because now these days you can even teach using a phone, you know what I'm saying? You can even invest some money as one of the learners that, do you mind if I can use your phone, put it in the middle of the class, and then I want to see the documents. And you as a moderator, like during COVID, we had some of our verifications, our reaccreditations online using WhatsApps. Because you can't say I can't do my moderation, whatever. So the external moderator will ask us, say, okay, put the POEs on the table, then show me using your WhatsApp call, then he'll take the picture, an aerial photograph of the picture, you know what I'm saying? Then he'll go through the office to check these other documents and on. So nothing is stopping anything, moderators as well. But otherwise, you're going to be left behind. You don't even have to have fancy systems. So today, because we are also now affected, because they said the whole country is going to be on stage 4, I'm going to try to go through. I'm not going to facilitate. I'm going to teach 50% and facilitate 50%. Though it is not outcomes-based, because outcomes-based is say you must get learners, 70% must be learner participation, 30% you. But the reason behind that, I'm trying to chase time. That should some of us being kicked out, at least we've covered the content. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Lovely. Now I'm going to ask now Charity. Can you see my screen, Charity?
Yes, I can see it, Daisy.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to read section 1 and write up to 1.3, but don't read the SO1 and AC1, just read the whatever, section 1.
Okay. Section 1, understanding moderation of an outcome-based assessment system. 1, introduction. 1.1, importance of moderation in quality assured assessment and recognition system. 1.2, moderation methods. 1.3, principles of assessment.
Lovely, thank you very much. They say you must understand moderation of what? Outcomes-based. Remember when you're doing an assessor course, we said outcomes-based, learners must be what? Must be able to do, you know what I'm saying? If I told you are training learners how to cook, at the end results, before the learner can be declared competent, the learner must produce and be 100% are able to cook that particular recipe. So learners must be able to do. So as a moderator, we are going to ensure that you quality assure the assessment and recognition system. How? Remember with the assessment, as a moderator, you must quality assure that the assessor do what? Plan and prepare for assessment. And plan with the learner, they've signed the document, they agreed with the learner. You must share as well that did the assessor do the proper assessment using the correct method. If it's driving, maybe he can use question practical. If it's theory, he can use now questions for the learner's license. You check if the method was appropriate and relevant for that assessment. Then you must also check now, giving the feedback, was the feedback given for each and every outcome? That is now part of your quality assurance, because now you check, you are more of the policeman. You know, like you're an auditor in training as a moderator. Because now the city depends on you, the nation depends on the moderator. Your decision is going to be helping the external moderator to make a decision. And the moderation methods, you can either, you got two methods, which is an on-site and off-site. Who can tell me what is now the off-site by cramming, but without even understanding what is that? What is an off-site moderation and an on-site moderation? Off-site.
Can I try, Sis Daisy?
Yes, please.
Offside, I believe it's external moderation.
No. External doesn't have to do with you internal. External is a person, is a charity, but at the sitter. Okay, offsite is like, you know, like normally you submit your files to us because most of you have done training with us, remember? So now, the moderator, sometimes they've never seen you as a learner, whatever, they've never even seen the assessor. So now, if you moderate the POEs without even seeing the learner, whatever, is an off-site moderation. We are moderating the POEs. And on-site is that you are doing moderation whilst the assessor is moderating, is assessing. Am I making sense?
Yes.
And within those moderation methods, we can also now use maybe moderation by sampling, random sampling, or moderation by group of moderators, and all and all and all. Are we getting that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I don't know, I can't see my screen anymore. Can you see my screen? Can you still see my screen?
We can
Yes,
still
we can still
Yes.
see the screen.
I don't know, on my phone I can't see because like in mode. Okay, I'll use the one on the whatever. So now that is now the importance of moderator is like you quality assure. And now if at all you are one person who's dodgy and not honest, I don't think to be a moderator is your thing, because now remember, as a moderator, most of the sitters, they say you can moderate 25% of the entire population. And then the 75% is going to be dependent on what you say. For example, if you've got 100 learners, most sitters, they accept 25% of moderation. Some is 10 to 25, but for now, most of them, they push to 25%. What they say that you must moderate the competent learners and some of the not yet competent learners. So now those 25%, meaning that we would have only seen 25 files out of 100 files. Then if we are happy with the assessment and the evidence that is being collected, how they've been assessed and how the feedback is being done, how the review have been done, you can make a decision that all the results that the assessor has given you, you uphold the results. Uphold meaning that you agree with the assessor. Are we together?
Yes.
You only see 25, but you make a decision for 100. Say the assessor gives you, she send 25, you say, send me only the 25 files, give me the register, you choose the ones that you want, then she sends you 25 POEs, and then she sends you the assessment report and the results. After seeing the 25, moderating them page by page, writing your comments on the outside of the file, say moderated, and then you send them back to the assessor. You say maybe out of the 100, only 5 were NYC. You say, yes, all 95, they're competent. So can you see that people who are not honest, the assessor and the moderator, they can only train 25 people and moderate 25 people, and they have ghost learners. Some people get certificates, and then we become surprised why in the country people are killing each other. It's because of people like moderators who don't have ethics. Because now sometimes I'll say, sometimes you can say, I'm just making fast money. They can come, I'll just give him the results. Then you moderate a person that he's got a code 14 driver's license, a qualification, there's a professional qualification, and that person one day gets a job to go and drive a big tanker. And then on that day on the road, your child or your mother or your wife or your children or whoever is on the road, that learner that he sold a certificate for 20,000, he drives because he was not properly driven, and then he makes a horrible accident and you lose your entire family. Or alternatively, you give your also maybe in occupational health and safety, people you say they must do firefighting, whatever, you give them certificate, they buy it, they get that, you go and extinguish fire, he even dies in the fire and more people dies, and that could have been prevented. Or during the floods, we are in a diving school because we are making money as a moderator, whatever. So I'm making the horrible examples that you are holding the most noble position in training as a moderator, because you don't moderate everything. So make sure that even the assessors that you use, you instill integrity to them, that I still want to come and count, or if not, show me the remaining 75, even if I cannot open line by line randomly, so that the assessor must not know which ones are you going to choose. That is why random sampling is important, and give them the shortest time. If at all you say we are in Cape Town, they're in Joburg, you give them a list on Tuesday, you say, I want you to send me the courier of those 25 by Wednesday close of business, so that they cannot start closing, maybe getting learners to write their POEs. Because if they're there, they just only put the boxes to ship to you. So you minimize the risk of people being on the list as competent without their POE. So I always encourage people that they must use moderation by sampling. So the assessor does not know which POEs are you going to look for. And then he must ensure that all 100 learners, when they say they're competent 95, the POEs are there. Are we together? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, we are. I heard you mentioning that when you take out your sample of 25%, it must consist of the competent and not so competent learners. How do you establish that mix? Is the register? Does the register indicate the assessor's results?
Yeah, no, remember the assessor, before you can even do moderation, the assessor must give you, how can I say? They must give you now an assessment report. That goes with the register.
Oh, okay. So you get that from the assessment report.
Yeah, because now, how will you know whom are you moderating if there's no report?
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? It's just like any other situation. How will you know how many cases must you actually adjudicate if somebody does not give you the feedback or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Because you need to schedule your thing that I'm going to do this one. So even as a moderator, the assessor must give you the information.
Okay.
In order for you to decide that I'm not so in the legal field. I'm just using your legal field. In the legal field, I don't know how you work it out. Maybe let me say your plan in the court, they say you can do course on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you know in a day, you can only do 4 cases. And now your junior person in this case is an assessor. She says you've got about 20 cases that has come through. Obviously, you can only do 12 because you can only do 4 per day because you've got three slots in a week. So you will schedule. She must give you a list of the cases, and then you'll choose the ones that you want to be scheduled this week, and should be scheduled next. Now I'm also using now your scenario even for the other learners. You know what I'm saying? That you are hence I'm saying rather use random selection so that now the assessor, you minimize the chance of her being dodgy.
I see. I understand now. Thanks.
Lovely. So now, also now, as a moderator, the assessment principle, ne? You also moderate. Now, can you remember from assessor course, the assessment principles, or it went away with the assessor course? Those principles, the fairness, the validity, can you remember? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, remember fairness, validity, reliability, and so on.
Yes. Okay. Then what am I saying to you is that now, as a moderator, you check if the assessor has applied the principles of assessment.
And to also be unbiased. I don't know.
Yes, yes. Remember, who is the boss in training? The learner. Whose interest are we protecting? The learner.
The learners.
Yeah, because now remember the learners are vulnerable. Learners are vulnerable, they're not there. You know what I'm saying? And they are on the mercy of the assessor. They don't even know what does the memorandum says, and an assessor can use the emotions to assess the learner. You as the moderator, you need to protect the learner. That is why all the NYCs, you must moderate. You must check why these learners are NYC. And trust me, I found out even in my office, experienced assessors in my office, you find that a learner, there was a situation last year, an exam, one learner wrote 2 lines, I think 4 lines, it was an essay. The learner got 8 out of 10. A learner wrote about 2 pages, he got 2 out of 10. And I said, now, how do you get the facts on the 2 and the 8? They could not even explain to you. I'm talking about experienced assessors. So now I always say to people that who are the company owners, I say never allow even your internal moderator to call for an external moderation before you can even see the entire results. You know what I'm saying? Because now, as soon as you cannot change it after the external moderator is here. So for me, before they even call, before you can even call external moderation, make sure as the owner, you protect your own company to avoid appeals, the sitters, do wara. Ne? Are we together, Bochomi?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So learners trust you with their money. The sitter trusts you with the accreditation that, you know what, we can't. Council of Higher Education say, you know what, vets, as a Council of Higher Education, we can't train the entire nation. It means we must have a varsity at the corner. We are accrediting you. Please produce lawyers. Please produce doctors, whatever. So be our eye. Work in a professional manner. That is now the same thing that is happening with training and development. There's no difference between what the law says in that and what is happening there. Now, let's carry on now. Now, at least we know that as a moderator, you are almost there like the big sister or the big brother, or whatever, for the learner. Ne? All NYC moderate why they failed. A person can be biased or maybe they're just rushing through whatever, take the marking memorandum and check if at all the learners were given the correct marks. And then if you're happy, then you can just say, okay, yeah, we can call for external moderation. Are we together on that one? Hello, hello,
Yes,
hello.
we are.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go now to the next one. Amanda, is section 2. Can you read section 2 up to 2.6, please?
Okay. Section 2, plan and prepare for moderation. Number 2, plan and prepare for moderation. 2.1, planning and preparation activities. 2.2, the scope of moderation. 2.3, planning for the extent of the moderation and moderation methods. 2.4, confirmation of assessment context. 2.5, moderation documentation. 2.6, physical and human resources for moderation.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Now, remember, as a moderator, you must plan. Whether it's an off-site or is an on-site moderation. Because now I am going to use a practical example. You want to come and moderate our learners whilst I'm doing the assessment when they're doing firefighting. And you don't plan as a moderator. And according to the implementation plan, we're supposed to do the assessment on a Friday. And unfortunate enough, on a Thursday, the roads are damaged by the flood. And we decide to move now our practical to a Tuesday the following week, because we got a helicopter, we can move our learners. So as a moderator, your planning must be in line with the assessor, and that is why we cannot be in training and be ignorant. Come on? Because you plan your training, you cannot say we say in training and not knowing what is happening. And now you have a client in KZN, and then you say to them, I know that this whole thing of assessment, it was scheduled on this day, and I was not even aware of the floods, and I went there was not there. That one, then it means you are in the wrong industry. You must have the current affairs, because your plan affects the learner, affects the moderator. You are not living in a little world. I know, as I was saying earlier on, that we always enjoy, have people feeling pity for us because God, our little world is me, I've got my floods, whatever. There's a world outside you, and moderation is a professional career. So your plans, if they're current affairs, you check how many learners has been affected. Are they able to join? If not, how are you going to do the plan? Are they going to be on site? Are you going to organize with the fire stations around the learner? Because maybe whatever. So that is why networking in training is very important. I mean, Johannesburg, my learners are at Ulundi. Ulundi is affected by the floods, but I know at Ulundi there's a fire station there. They allow communities to go there, but I cannot travel from here to Ulundi. But within Ulundi, people are able to travel. It's only the bridge affected. And there's another training provider. I can make an arrangement so that learners are not affected. Am I making clear? Hello,
Yes,
Chomi. Say it's terrible, Chomi.
yes. Mhm.
Okay. So thank you so much. So now that is now the next one on the plan and prepare for moderation. And now even the activities, what are you going to do? Because as a moderator, when you are moderating, you must decide on what are you moderating first. Okay, like me. We call now the you moderate pre-assessment, before people can be assessed. You moderate during, when they were doing the actual assessment, and you moderate post-assessment to check if everything was done accordingly. So now, how in the moderation term, you'll see in the book, is called you moderate the design, which is now the pre, meaning that you check if the learner guides were covering everything. You moderate if the assessment are relevant to this unit standard. You moderate if at all, what else, by the way, my chummies? You moderate the marking memo, if at all the marking memo was proper. You moderate everything that needs to be part of the entire assessment. You must moderate that. We call it the pre-moderation. Ne? Because now, and that must be done before even training starts, before even material is printed. Then you moderate all those things. Why are you doing that? Imagine if at all is a 1-year course learners are doing. And sitters always say, if it's a 1-year course, if it's not funded, they only come once at the end of the training. Then at the end of the training, you find that learners cannot be certified because Bochomi, the content that you trained learners on was irrelevant. People have spent 12 months. What are you going to do? Ask you, so let's start over again. 12 months. What are you going to do, Bochomi? What are you going to do?
You can't
happens, man. Yeah?
You can't refund the learners their time, but you need to refund the learners for the time. You need to compensate them for the wasted time.
You know, they can pick a lawsuit. You can be arrested. I'm so glad you are in this class as a legal, because now remember, we in training, we are governed by the NQF Act and other different laws. You know what I'm saying? Learners can actually, if they can decide to lay a charge on you, that you pay this institution, we saw that it was accredited, and now this institution, they never actually told us about that. They don't even know what they're doing. Now we are not getting to be, we're not going to be qualified, because now our content that we've been trained on is whatever. They can sue you. So in short, this is not a joke. I want to say, because people sometimes they think that training is a money-making scheme. But hey, there's a lot of money in training. We can make a lot of money and not looking into things. Even now, what you are going to train learners on, it must be moderated as an organization. The content, whether it's in line, the assessment, whether everything must be moderated. So you must moderate the design. The design is like whoever who've designed everything is in line with the unit standard or the entire qualification. Then after now is part now of your planning on your moderation, on the activities that I'll only maybe moderate the memos today, and the other day I'll moderate the learning material. The other day I'm going to moderate the practical activities and all and all and all. Are we together, Bochomi? Hello.
Yes.
Lovely. And now, then they also now you moderate the implementation. How was the assess implemented? You moderate the implementation. And the last moderation is now the review at the end. you do now the review. You know what I'm saying? Ne? So now what I'm saying is at the end of the day, you are responsible for the training. The moderator. Because when they go to court, you the number one. Moderator is the head of the institution because you are the quality assurer. Are we together?
Yes.
Because the organizations, I'll show you later, organizations are appointing moderators to quality assure. The CETA, they say, become our eye, go to this training, they've trained learners on moderator course, go and check if they've done everything according to what they're supposed to do, and then tell us. Rona will issue, if it's a qualification, will issue a certificate for a qualification. And they say now, Daisy also go to do moderate for this training as an external, as a CETA for short courses. And then as soon as that, allow them to get the set of results from the CETA, then they can print the certificate. So you are the messenger, a trusted messenger for both the CETA and for the company if you're an internal moderator. So your planning and preparation of activities must be thorough, especially before the training, that is the design. Ne? And I've already mentioned on the scope of moderation that you can decide whether you start with your, first I'm going to moderate 25% of the POEs. Of the 25%, firstly, I'm going to do this one today, that one today, and that one today. But at the end of the day, at the end of the moderation, everything must be done. Ne? And your plan must also now extend on what? The method that you are using. Obviously, on-site will be different from off-site, because off-site you are using the POEs. On-site, there maybe the venue. If it's firefighting, you must ensure that you check if now the site for the fire is safe, even for the learners, for the buildings. It's not close to the buildings. There's no grass, depending on that. So you must have a checklist to check that. If at all it's offsite, when they give you the video recordings, your checklist will be different from the one when they're doing on-site. Questions on that up to so far?
No questions on my side.
We are okay,
That's
ne?
good. Good.
Then confirmation of assessment in context. Remember, everything must be in context, i.e., you must confirm whether the assessment was done online, offline, in class, and whatever, so that you can plan your moderation accordingly. You know what I'm saying? When you're moderating online classes, it's different when you're moderating face-to-face classes. So you must confirm your assessment in your planning. This is the most important part, documentation. Ne? And this one, the human resources, because that is where the lawsuit will come in. Remember, now as a moderator, you must ensure that whatever documents you're going to use to collect information, you must be sober, having not smoking wunga or anything. Because now, remember, whatever you document, whatever you get information is a final decision. I may have Charity John Mukwebo and Charity Peter Mukwebo. I've got a national project for 1,000 learners. We've got a tender. And there's a charity, because parent names, their names, whatever, especially if they're in one rural area. But most people in the rural areas, they tend to share the names and the surnames. You find I don't know people who are, if there's anyone here who've worked with rural or who's been in rural, you find that I know we do a lot of rural areas. you find that in one area is Kwamphahlele. Everybody's in Phahlele, and parents, I don't know whether the names become scarce. And if there's a popular name is Elizabeth, in each and every house is an Elizabeth. You get what I'm saying? So you find that maybe there's a project from Kwamphahlele, and they find Kwamphahlele, and 50% of the learners go Kwamphahlele. They'll be having Mphahlele surname because it's Kwamphahlele Skoti. Is it Kwamphahlele clan? And they'll have the name Elizabeth. So documentation is very important. And accuracy is very important because you can have Charity John Mokwebo, obviously because a different ID number, with Charity Peter Mokwebo. From a different family, they don't even know each other. The other one is competent, the other one is NYC. Are we together, Bochum? So your documents, how you check your accuracy is very important, because a wrong learner can be competent and the right learner be NYC. And with an appeal, you find that a learner got 80% when they pull the script of the learner because your documentations and your recording was not proper. And the one learner who got 10% is the one who's got a distinction. Can you see how serious this is, Bochum? Are we still together?
Yes.
Lovely. Now, let's go now. Charity is gone. I don't know where he's gone to. Maybe he'll come back. Ashley says he's struggling with the network. I'm hoping this is still recording. Lungelo, please check for me if this thing is still recording so that I can share the recording with the learners. And the next one, the most important one, is now the physical resources. As I'm saying, as a moderator, it's always nice, if possible, to moderate even now the so ask Lungelo and Masinte, they must keep on joining because now we're struggling with the learners so they can help them. The physical is always nice, even if you can't go, the physical to show you the venue with a WhatsApp, whatever, to see that your learners are going to be assessed in the proper place with no danger to the learner, because it's safety first, you know what I'm saying? And human resources, whether your assessor is registered to assess that particular program, and the registration is not going to be expiring before the external moderator comes. Are we together? So part of your plan, you must have your checklist. How are you going to check your assessors and moderators? Are we together?
Yes, we're still together.
Lovely. Let's go to the third one, section 3. Normally take break at 10:15. Can you take it at 10:30 until we finish the content? Thokozile, can you please read section 3 for us?
Okay, section 3 is conduct moderation. The first one, 3.0 is introduction. 3.1, moderation in accordance to the moderation plan. 3.2, moderating assessment instruments. And 3.3, special needs of candidates during assessment. And 3.4, selecting a proportion of assessment for moderation. 3.5, the appeals procedure. And 3.6, confirming assessment decisions.
Okay, thank you so much. And now you are now moderating. Akir, you have planned, you are now moderating. Now, they say here, you must moderate according to what? To the plan that we've done earlier on. Again, you must moderate now the assessment instrument. What are your instruments in assessment? Your question papers, your marking memorandums, your checklist that you're going to be doing. So that is now what we are going to be moderating, so that you can check and you moderate special needs of candidates during the assessment. Why special needs? That if at all learners were having problems, the special need learners, were they done properly, fairly? Are we clear on that one? So those things are very important, special needs. The first thing that the external moderator is going to be checking is that did the moderator ensure that all the special needs were taken care of during the moderation. You know, and selection the proportion of assessment for moderation, as we said, now that 25%, how are we saying? There's no rule. Some people, they say, send me 25 POEs, but I always say to safeguard yourself, especially if for the first time using the assessor. Rather use a random selection to get your proportion of your assessment to be moderated. You must also moderate the appeals procedure, because learners must have the right to appeal the assessment. Is their right? So you must check that the assessment procedure is not disadvantaging the learner. Because the person who's actually now here is the learner. Then the last one is what? You confirm the assessment decision, that you moderate the decision, that the decision of the assessor is fair according to what you've moderated as the moderator. Questions on this one? Charity is struggling with joining.
No. I think we good.
Pardon? Yeah, okay, ne?
Yes.
Yeah, we are on load shedding, but I'm just hoping by the time maybe network becomes poor, I'll be done. So now you know what you need to moderate. Now remember the moderator. Assessor course, I wonder if you can remember. Assessor course is NQF level 5. Can you remember people who were charity struggling, really struggling? So now I'm just going to share one slide with you here quickly with the NQF levels, so that you can see where you are as the moderator. You're not the boss per se, but the moderator is higher than the assessor. Ne? So now I want to share these slides. Tell me if you can see them. Can you see? Let me just use Aman. I want the straight one when I show me. Okay, yeah. Can you see my slide? If it's too small, please pinch your cell phone, your phone to make it bigger. Can you see now my slide? The NQF structure.
Yes, yes, we can see the slide.
So now your assessor is NQF level 4. Sorry, NQF level 5, my bad, sorry. Your mother is NQF level 6, you know what I'm saying? So now, can you see where moderator is actually aligning with? with the diplomas, advanced certificate, you know what I'm saying? ASA is here. So now let's go now to our moderator learner guide. So now the next outcome, it says you as a moderator, don't be quick to now even say, let alone, because now you've got the right as a moderator to recommend that the assessor must be deregistered if she's not working well, but you must first advise and support the assessor. And I always say, as a moderator, don't be quick. Now always say that if a person the person is now not doing what it's supposed to do, try to advise them. If they're still stubborn, rather stop using them. I wonder if I'm making sense. Than to now say like, don't be the one who's making other kids not to eat. Just stop using the person. Or maybe dismiss them. But don't go to an extent of reporting a person to the CETA. Am I making sense?
Yes,
So now, outcome number 4 says now, when you advise and support the assessor, you must check now the nature and quality of advice to ensure that you got a common understanding around the relevant outcomes and criteria. Because now the advice, remember, learners are affected if at all the outcomes and the criteria that they were assessed on are not relevant. So you need to first have a common understanding with the assessor that, are you aware that learners were supposed to first be taught on the learner's license before they can do driving? Then, oh yes. But now, why didn't you give the learner's license training first? Because now 80% of them, they're NYC. No, I thought they must do driving first. Hey, wara. Then you clarify that. You explain to her, you go through her the whole process again with the learner. Then you also now check the nature and quality of your advice to promote a good assessment principles and maintenance of the quality management system. Everything must be in line with training, no personal issues, you know? And you also now support towards further development of the assessor and ensure that the confidentiality in the communication is maintained. Always advise and support in line with your outcomes. And remember, who's the center of attraction here? Is the learner. No personal issue, whether she had the floods, she gave the wrong exam or whatever, has got nothing to do with the learner. You know what I'm saying? That if you're in a crisis, rather ask a substitute. Don't actually, because maybe you're a consultant, you want to push money, and you know that you are not stable, you've lost 5 family members because of the flood. Obviously, you can't function well. We are not robots, we are human beings. Emotions are high. So it's impossible for you to be able to reason if you've lost a family member. Am I making myself clear? So
Yes.
give the assessor those types of advice, that if you feel that you cannot cope, delegate the situation to another person, and then they must be able to take over from you. Questions on advising and support the assessor as the big sister?
No questions for now.
No questions for now. Lovely. Let's go to number 5. Number 5, I'm going to ask, it was now who? Amanda, section 5.
Okay. Report, record, and administer moderation. 5.1, report, record, and administer moderation. 5.2, recording moderation information. 5.3, confidentiality of information to candidates and assessors.
Okay. So now, remember, at the end of the day, certification and resulting and all, they come from you. Remember when you're doing ASA course, we said the judge in a court, after collecting all the evidence in the court, the final decision is what or what? Aibo, a magistrate or a judge in the court, after collecting evidence, yonke, man's a ruling. A person can be what or what?
Can be
Competent or not competent.
Or a court of law.
Oh,
guilty of or
Oh, as a court, oh, we go there, court. They can arrest me today.
guilty or innocent.
Guilty or innocent, guilty or not guilty, and get. Oh, yeah. So go assessor, we said assessor is what?
competent or not competent.
Or not yet.
Or not yet, yeah.
Yeah,
NYC.
not competent. Because like
NYC.
with outcomes based, we say not yet competent, because like not yet competent does not mean it's the end of the road. You must still request more evidence. That is why as a moderator, you must also check if at all what is the reassessment policy of that company. You must check the quality management system of that company. Learners must at least be given a chance to be reassessed. So is not yet competent. There's a difference between not competent. Is a full stop. Ne? Is NYC or C? New York City, not yet competent. So there is still room to be competent for a reassessment. Again, let's go to the facilitator. Judgment facilitator. Hi Bo. Facilitator Orengi. Hi Bantun, I'm the facilitator gives them my activities in class. Then after assessing them, Utinu facilitate.
He after giving them in class, he gives them what you call the exam or the test and provides the
judgment.
The judgment based on the yes.
What does facilitator say?
That the person having assessed that person, that person is competent, or she gives the mark based
but
on
a judgment. I don't want to hear this now. I want a judgment.
Competent or not yet competent.
Lovely. Assessor, facilitator, the judgment is competent or not yet competent. Now putting you on a time, the moderator, what is the final decision of moderator? What internal?
Based on the sample that the moderator has gone through.
What is the final judgment of moderator?
It would also be competent or not competent.
Yeah, but that is now, I want to say with that, some providers don't know the lingua, they use that. But the proper way, remember, a moderator does not assess. And
you will indicate whether they were properly assessed or...
Yeah, Marfuna, judgment. I don't know the story, the judgment. Moderator can either uphold the results
Oh, yes.
He can either uphold, agree with the assessor. What you said, Charity is competent. I am also saying Charity is competent.
I agree. Mhm.
I need,
Right.
or moderator can say, you say Charity is competent. After moderating, Charity is not yet competent. We say is overturning the results, not upholding the results by Charity. So each time the assessor says competent and moderator says competent, the judgment moderator is upholding. You know what I'm saying? If the decision is opposite, if assessor says competent, moderator NYC is overturning. You know what I'm saying? If assessor says NYC, moderator say competent is overturning. So whatever opposite direction, yaga moderator is overturning. So the judgment yaga moderator, the final word yaga moderator is either he or she's over either upholding or overturning. I'm agreeing with you or not agreeing with you. You know what I'm saying? So the decision moderator is uphold and overturn. And yet, now that is internal. The CETA one, what's the pen now? Who's open and yet now? He's also now, look, he's not assessing. What is the decision? Internally, you became a good hair or whatever. Legal person, if the person now hit the hammer, doom, in the court of law, what is he doing?
You'll endorse or
Yes,
not endorse
lovely.
the decision of the
Yes.
moderator.
So the external moderator, the decision is either he's going to endorse or not endorse the results. So ushaya ihama yena. I need. So Oguti moderator internally, you've done everything properly, whatever. Those who are in training, they'll start seeing that after external moderator has come through, he does his own report as well. Then when you get the things from an email from the CETA, it will come to you, say endorsed. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get that email. It means the external moderator did not endorse the results as a moderator. You know what I'm saying? So now let's go through the people, the human resources in training. Facilitator, what is the decision of the facilitator? Let's talk, we are revising. Amanda and Charlie. Sorry, yes?
The facilitator is not the one who tells you that the
decision, the facilitator.
The facilitator is competent or not yet competent.
What type of a pen? What type of a pen? What color pen?
Red.
Red pen, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see a red pen, assessor, what is the decision of the assessor?
Competent or not yet competent.
So when you see a red pen in a portfolio of evidence, who is talking?
An assessor.
Or what? Or who?
Or a facilitator.
Yes, lovely. Now, when you see a green pen in a POE, it means who was talking there?
The internal moderator.
The internal moderator. And
Yes.
then now, on the moderator's report, what decision must you see there?
Uphold or overturn.
Lovely. Then sometimes the CETA, sometimes they use a purple pen, but these people of them is that they do whatever they want. Sometimes they use a blue pen, sometimes even the black pen, they use whatever, but they must use a purple pen. So now when you see the purple pen, what decision must you see for external moderator?
Endorsed or not yet, not endorsed.
Lovely. So now remember this moderator course is used by both the internal moderator and external. There's no special course for external moderator. They're doing the same thing. It's like judge, magistrate, court, like they don't do a different degree at university. It's only that they're doing different roles. Am I making sense?
Yes.
So even the internal moderator, and some they do the same course like a moderator. So now let's go on this one of now the report, record, and administration. Like I said, this one is very important. So after he's now moderator's report yake, ne recording yake must be 160% right. And it like if a child is now upholding, the correct charity must be there with the proper ID number. And it's like but the reason why the external moderator is endorsing these results, currently we are, and the person, so please do us a favor. Those two go into the PC, remember, the ID numbers were wrong. So, and we cannot change them right now ourselves. And the state cannot even change the ID number. Now, learners are waiting for those results. And now it goes through Deloitte, because now Deloitte is the auditor for the results. Am I making sense? So you are making life miserable for the learners. Are we together? So if now your recording and our administration is not proper, you know what I'm saying, of this moderating information, in my office, one of the things that really, really extremely make me angry is when whoever who's doing quality assurance record learners' information wrong, especially the ID on the SOR. I just get so upset. I even use horrible words, like we are so dumb, they don't even know what they're doing. Because now the person who pays the price is the learner, you know what I'm saying? Because now, remember, to change an ID is not only even the SITA issue. The SITA must raise the problem, because now those results are already at SAQA. It must go now to Deloitte as the auditor for the SITA. Deloitte must check the learner's ID, the SOR, go to the reports, whatever. It even takes longer than the normal process. So recording is absolutely important. Please, moderators, check that. We have a situation in our office now where learners' results, they were recorded badly. Those learners cannot get the results. Can you see how bad that is? You must wait for months now because somebody decided not to do their work properly. Now we are now, I'm talking about a real situation. We are now waiting for Deloitte. Everyone's got their results. These people don't have their results. So your recording, because now the verifier, we call them other external moderator or verifier, they extract the information of the learner from your report. So your recording is very important. And confidentiality, you cannot reinforce of the information of the learner and the assessor, because the people's IDs are there, the results are there. So everything that you record, if you've got the diarrhea mouth, that everything that gets into you, you just take it out. Don't do the courses like moderator, because you've got valuable information from the learners. The last one, can you ask Charity to read section 6?
Section 6, review moderation system and processes.
Ma'am Daisy,
6.1.
before Nkubeka, sorry.
Yes?
I'm sorry to disturb. Before Nkubeka, I just want to find out for your understanding, Yamne.
No, that's fine. I'm sorry, I did not see your hand. I'm only seeing it now. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. Sorry, Charity, about that. I did not see your hand.
No problem.
1 second,
Okay.
before I'm going that. Lungelo and Ashley, please, in help me with the hands. Thank you. Yes, Amanda?
I just wanna understand just clarity. And I'm sorry to use ECs, I just need to understand this part. Assessor. When I'm an assessor in that time, there is a certain language that I use to say umntwana uphasile or akapasanga. There's a certain language. Now go moderation food change leya language akusase leya iba different njengoba sikhuluma ngabo upholding mina ngiqala ukwezwa lamagama. It's my first time hearing these words. So there's different language again that we use when we
okay, I'm not laughing, but now it means you must go and revise because I'm a bit or whatever. It means either when you're doing your ASA course, either you don't even understand. Because now remember when you're doing ASA course, there was a section that we spoke about traditional assessment and outcomes based.
Okay.
Where we said the traditional, it was learners must reproduce what the teacher must have given them, and outcomes based, we said learners must be able to do. With the old assessment, a learner can pass or fail.
Okay. I'll go back to my notes again. I don't have a problem. I just wanted to, before we move on, there is a different language for each a position. You don't
depend on what you're doing. Okay, now let me come in there.
Yes.
If you are a facilitator, remember you are going to be trying to be assess a facilitator and moderator. You have a language according to the head that you are wearing.
Okay.
If you are wearing the head of the facilitator, maybe give me time to simplify this using teaching what you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Remember, a teacher is wearing the head of the facilitator and the assessor. Remember, a teacher at school, he teaches the children, he also gives the test, he also assesses that child.
Yes.
And a teacher will decide at upasile or ufailile. Then you must repeat that class.
Yes.
But with outcomes-based training, a facilitator and assessor can be a different person. But we encourage people that it's better to do assessor and facilitator. Because now, if you're assessing learners trained by another person, you may be unfair to the learner because you don't understand a learner in context. A learner can be from maybe in language is a barrier. They're not able to express themselves well, and they're not answering according to the memo. But if you've trained the learner, you will start understanding how the learner express themselves. So it's always wise to be the assessor for a class that you facilitated. But there's no rule that the facilitator must be the assessor. Like in the school system, that the teacher must be the very same person who has been the facilitator and the assessor. You can be two different people. And now, both the facilitator and the assessor, that's why I'm separating them. Because I don't want a person ever doing a facilitator course, actually I'm the assessor. Or a person of them, because like you can be an assessor without having done a facilitator. The law is not, at this point, the law is not forcing people to do a facilitator course. We can facilitate an ordinary lawyer with your content, ufundise abantu. Akuna a legal thing, but you cannot assess without being an assessor. And both of them, their decisions is competent or not yet competent. Is illegal for a person who facilitate assessor is abantu and then sign them off.
Thank you.
Did I answer you?
Yeah, I'm covered. I think when we go on, when it comes to moderation.
Yeah. So when you're an assessor, you are wearing the head of an assessor with a red pen. You are talking with a red pen. Is competent, not yet competent. Where you are the facilitator, wearing a head of facilitator with a red pen, competent or not yet competent. Where you are the learner, you can use a black pen or a blue pen, For me, I prefer a black pen for my own reasons. A black pen or a blue pen, we see that the learner is talking here. Where you are the assessor, a moderator, you are wearing a green hat with a green pen. Either you uphold the results or you overturn the results. Meaning that uphold good in a simple language. It means that I'm agreeing with the results. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. You have answered me now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. No, that's fine then. So now, your recording is based on your decision as the moderator internally with your green pen. Recording them nicely with a purple pen externally. You're recording them with your purple pen. You endorse them or not endorse the results. Then after you've done everything in your moderation, you are going to review your moderation. Always is a rule of thumb in training development that you review your moderation, check what you've done right, your strength, your weaknesses, and your systems that you've used in the processes, and then you recommend how you are going to improve your system and ensure that it's credible and in integrity. So now that ends your entire moderator course in summary. Are we together, Bochomi?
Yes.
We are still together.
Lovely. Because I know I've been talking for a long time. When you come back, I'll go through the summary of the POE, what needs to be done. Can we take a 15 minutes break? Can we come back at 11?
No problem.
Okay.
Okay. I will mute myself, but I'll still be on the system. Ne?
Okay.
If you want to ask me questions. Hello, everyone. Hello, back.
We're back.
Hi, Sis Daisy.
Just got back now.
Okay, lovely. Okay. Now with the learning material, I don't think I need to show you on how to get the answers. Remember, from the same developer, develop the moderator course. With the same thing, I'm now going to go through now to your POE, your portfolio of evidence. Please, let's open our portfolio of evidence. Lungelo, please ask Ashley to come through because she's going to do the admin. I know she's struggling with her network, but
Okay.
please ask her to join.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you. So now we are going to go through our portfolio of evidence. Today's Ashley's network is not very lucky, but maybe I'm not sure if she's got load shedding or not, but the admin is the same for your moderator, is exactly the same as you're doing your facilitator and the assessor. You know what I'm saying? But now I won't spend time on this admin, you know by now. And my advice, your submission date, the only date that you must write. Write your name, your organization, like charity, write GMLS. Maybe Togozile will write because Isabelo attorneys. Maybe Amanda, if she's for the company, she'll write or private. Submission date is the 31st of May. Please write the submission date, your names, full names there quickly. Let's try to be fast with a black pen. I'm giving you 1 minute to do that. You can't say you want to write your name, you take 2 minutes. 31st of May. Are we done?
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes.
Let's go now. Is it normal the same information? Please now for your homework, people don't leave this till late. Ne? Today, I'm going to give you a longer lunch. As opposed to 30 minutes, I'm gonna give you 15 minutes. Please complete your full information, your full name, you've got a maiden name, your ID number, organization, this part. Don't leave anything blank. If there's no everything.
Seem to be losing you.
You're breaking very badly, Sis Daisy.
If you don't have the first number, you write 9. You know what I'm saying? So please make sure that you do this today. Page 6.
Recording in progress.
You're losing it now. Oh, I don't know.
Ma'am Daisy, we can't hear you.
Now, but it's better. It's
Ma'am
better.
Daisy, we can't hear you.
Hello?
Now we
Can
can't hear you.
you hear me?
No, we can't.
Hi everyone, I think Mum Daisy is gone currently. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes, we
you.
can hear
Yeah,
you,
I can
Ashley.
hear you now.
I'd like to apologize. My network has been giving me quite a lot of problems today. But I think for now, if you guys don't mind, because Mom Daisy is no longer here, I can take you guys through the administration. Is that fine?
That's okay.
Perfect.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
let
fine.
me just see if I'll be able to share my screen with you. Hi Lungelo, can you make me the co-host, please, so that I can start sharing my screen and take everyone through admin? Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Just a second.
Okay, thank you so much, Lungelo. I can see that I'm now the co-host. So just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna start sharing my screen with you and then quickly take you through the admin. Maybe by the time that we're done, Mom Daisy will be back. Please also alert me if you guys can't hear me. Is that fine? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can
we
hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think you can all see my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
The reception is so bad. I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, but we can see the screen.
Okay, hi Ashley, Messenger.
Okay,
Hello, Messenger, can you hear me?
so as Mom Daisy,
Can you hear me?
okay, let me try and switch to my
Okay, can you hear me,
my
people?
laptop.
Yes, we
Hello,
can hear
can you
you.
hear me?
Can hear you,
Ish,
yes.
I'm
Yes,
so sorry. Ish, let me try again.
yes, I
I've
can hear
changed.
you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I'm going to depend on Lungelos in Twitter because my battery, even in the house, is now giving me grief. So soon it's going to cut off. But now we were here. Ne? Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to skip the admin. We'll do it after lunch. I'm thinking by then it will be back. Ne?
Okay.
What I'm going to ask you to do for me, let's go straight to your portfolio. We'll do admin after lunchtime. Okay. Can I ask you to go to this page, to page 32? Can you see that's formative assessment?
Yes, we can see. I'm there.
Can you, are you all there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I want you to get the page.
32.
It's 32 of 59.
Yes. In your POE, your portfolio, your hard copy, the file.
Yes.
Exercise A. What I'm going to do, because this is now a backup plan, because now my battery is now dead from the house, because I'm streaming from there. So I'm I'm being a backup. What I'm going to ask you to do, please do these exercises. Can you remember when it's question 1, it say SO1, AC1. I'm just going to guide you with the first question. You have 10 questions. Please, I'm going to give you now until 1 o'clock. You must also now do your lunch break. I think by 1, I'll have now electricity back. because normally it's 2 to 4 hours. Ne? Now, but now for those of you forgotten, it say explain the term moderation and discuss its contribution to quality assured assessment and recognition system. Can you see that? It say what? SO1, AC1. Where do we go? We go to our manual, page 2. Ne? You go to what? SO1, AC1, which is page what?
9.
Page 9. Then you go to page 9. Now let's go back to our question. Our question say, explain the term moderation and discuss now what? Its contribution to quality assured assessment and recognition. Let's go to that page 9. Page 9 now, it gives you now what? The importance of moderation and quality assured whatever. Then you go through that, and now here it gives you now what is moderation. You know what I'm saying? When I say explain moderation, it gives you now what are the functions of moderation in quality assurance. You know, I can't give you the answer line by line. I get. But now remember, and it also now they've given that you check now how many marks are that. How many? 6 marks. Obviously, you don't have to write the entire book. Am I correct?
Yes.
After define your moderation, and then you can take now your points about what moderation is all about. Let's go to the next question. Identify and explain moderation methods, bringing out their strengths and weaknesses. SO1, AC2, I'm just reminding you, if you've forgotten, you go to page 2 again. SO1, AC2. You know what I'm saying? You say page what?
26.
The question says what? Identify and explain methods of moderation, bringing down what? The strengths and weaknesses. Moderation methods, let's go to them. It's saying now, here's the moderating methods. The first one is what? I will talk, people, before I disappear. The first one is what?
On-site moderation.
And then it gives you what? The strengths and weaknesses. And it gives you what? The off-site?
Off-site moderation.
Strengths and weaknesses. And the question says now, you must identify these 2, and strength is 10 marks. Obviously, you can take 3 from the other one, 3 from the other one. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay, now because I'm trying to save the battery for after lunch, I'm going to switch off completely because now, please, this is not a holiday. Ne? It's for you to write. There's a lot of work to be done. So between now and 1 o'clock exactly, I'm going to log in again. Ne? I'm gonna log off and switch off so that we can be able to write. At 1 o'clock, let's log in again. Any questions that you don't understand, you answer these questions in your papers. You should be having papers at the end of your POE, your exam pads.
Sis Daisy, just a quick one. Am I
Yes.
allowed to type my answer on a Word document?
No, you can type them, it's fine.
Okay.
And then
Thank
print
you.
them and submit them.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question, Togozile and Amanda?
No, no, I'm fine. I think I understand what is required.
Okay, yeah, please do that. This is not the time to go and look after the child, to go for shopping. It's still during session. Ne? I'm just moving here to save the battery for 1 o'clock. Even at work, tell them that you are still in class.
Okay, Sis
Okay,
Daisy.
thank you. See you at 1 o'clock.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. We'll go over the answers. I think we can all log off to save our battery so that at least 1 o'clock we are back. So I'm ending the class. We'll see each other at 1.
Noted. Thanks.
Thank you.